see. It says we're live.
Uh-oh. Glitching out. We're glitching out.
This is going to look really funny if we actually...
This is our, can't tell it's our first time.
Let's see this. Nope.
Yeah, it's live, bud.
It says we're live.
Yeah, we're here. There's just a delay.
There's a delay. There's like a couple minute delay.
All right.
Well,
welcome to another awesome episode.
They probably aren't going to be able to
they
hear
can't hear you.
You got
Like we said, when you say you want to say something, you gotta
I gotta say I want to say something.
Yes.
Yeah. I only
Anyway,
have too much
welcome to the inaugural Indy 500 pre-show live. It's Friday. It's carb day. Hope you all made it home safely before the storms hit. We did not go to carb day because we have jobs, and we took a week off last week for y'all. So yeah. Anything you want to say about carb day?
Nope.
Okay.
If you can hear us okay and everything, give us a thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah. And like and subscribe and ring the bell, of course.
Yep.
But anyway, we're gonna start. This is the Indy 500 preview show, but we're gonna go over. It's the greatest day in racing on Sunday. Hopefully, all three races get in. We're a little weary about the Indy 500, but we'll see. There's a window.
Yeah.
There's Monaco for F1, and then of course the Indianapolis 500 and the Coke 600 at Charlotte. We're gonna talk mostly about the Indy 500 because that's the biggest one. That's the one we're going to.
Yep.
So I'll let Hackabilly B go with his first little thoughts. Maybe go over the past week we spent up there.
Yeah, last week was awesome. Hopefully you all watched the content that we got, and I will definitely be getting a bronze badge next year because that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
First day, of course, got rained out, but that was still awesome because we met Kyle Larson right off the rip. I guess first thing we talk about is how good Herta's car was in traffic.
Really good car. We noticed that pretty much the first practice session on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep.
He's got a strong car. Him and Felix Rosenquist are the only strong Hondas, and the 500, if it goes all 500 miles, is a war of nutrition. So we'll see if attrition. Nutrition too. You don't want to pass out.
Take your vitamins.
Yeah. And we'll see if those Chevys have any engine events again.
There's that TISM.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Hondas are a little concerning with
Sato. I think there's three. So Sato, Rosenquist, Colton Herta. Kirkwood
qualified good. Those are strong Hondas. Marco's got a decent car, but he might be too far in the pack. So, anything about the Hondas?
Never count out Sato. Doesn't matter. He's either going to crash or do really, really well. That's pretty much what he's known for. But don't forget the risk he took going into turn one a few years ago, going for the win. So he's not afraid to push the limits to bring home a 500 because greatest spectacle in racing.
Yep.
All right, I guess we can move to the powerhouses that is Chevy this year. A little concern is the Ganassi cars.
Which, not that it means anything, but Scott Dixon and Elio were 1-2 in carb day practice, but that's whatever. That really doesn't mean anything.
Scott was fastest first day of practice, I think, too. But
right.
bad, he's not starting in a good spot. But Newgarden didn't either. So we'll see. I don't trust the Ganassi cars this year, which is weird to say because Pelot's probably the best driver on the paddock for a majority of the season. Dixon's the greatest ever, probably. So
yeah.
There's a couple little dark horses. How about Renus VK on Saturday and Sunday?
That was insane.
Crashed what was he, the third or fourth car to go?
Well, he was right before Larson. He was 5.
So fifth car to go.
Or no, he's 2. He was
Anyway,
fourth one out.
One of the first few cars to go, and
wadded
second
it up.
or third lap, wadded up and I don't think he went to a backup car, but they got that thing fixed up and
he
came out, did some laps, and then he had some heroics. That's why we don't want charters in the Indy 500. So you have those Saturday and Sunday heroics to get into the Fast 12 to be bumped in or out of the race. Like Erickson bumped poor Nolan Siegel out. He's much better than how he ran his month. He'll be back and he'll probably be a winner one day.
Yep.
So Rinus VeeKay, he's a sneaky pick. He's always, well, except for this year, he's started top 4 every race, but bad luck in the race along with Alex Palou. They wrecked him this year.
That's right.
That was fun.
You're right. Yeah.
After dominating the race. And then, like he said, Sato's got a good car. That's not a Chevy. Stingray Rob, shout out Stingray Rob. Pray.com. He's got John 3:16 on the what is that called? The visor thing that protects him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out him. He's in an AJ Foyt car, which we will transition to someone's favorite. Also drives for AJ Foyt.
Yeah, he's not real great anywhere except Indianapolis. It's the only driver in the field and one of the very few drivers in history that his starting position improves by the finish every single time. And I believe this is his 8th or 9th attempt, but Santino Ferrucci, he's bad fast at Indy. That's just all there is to it. Ran the lead for some last year. I think he had a real shot at it. I don't know what all ended up happening, but he finished 2nd or 3rd last year. His best finish, started 4th, so he kept his streak of improving. This year he's starting 6th, so hopefully he can improve on his 3rd place finish from last year, just 2 spots better.
Got a real good looking car too.
Ferrucci's got a fast car, good looking car as always. Another shout out, Juncos Hollinger Racing, not Romain Grosjean. Let's see if he can actually get past turn 2 here.
Yep.
Complete 500 miles before we can put him in any list of contain. But Augustine Canapino.
Yeah, he had an awesome qualifying run going. I still never found out what happened.
He had the same
that
the Chevys have.
A plenum event.
He was, okay. I mean, he out of nowhere was setting high 232s.
He was on 12. Course. He was on course to qualify 4th and make it in the fast 12. That's a shame.
Where did he qualify? 27 to do. That's a little too far back that I would like to start a chance to win, but we might not go 500 miles. I mean, really, 33 drivers have a chance. 34 if Larson can't make it, but we'll talk about that here in a second. And Pato Award. In addition to the teams that have a real shot, there's probably really 2 teams. I mean, you can throw Foyt in there with Ferrucci. There's probably 2 teams. They locked up the first 5 starting positions, and Pato was 8th, and Callum, I think, was 14th or 13th. Doesn't matter. But Arrow McLaren, they look they're trying to knock Penske off here. It's gonna be hard. Amazingly.
Well, you want to give them our little? Let's give them our little theory.
Oh, so Roger Penske owns Penske Racing Team, owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway,
and owns the series.
And for just about, I think, until Sunday morning, none of those 3 Penske cars had any sort of engine events that every Chevy team had.
Right.
And then finally Will Power does. Obviously, it didn't hurt him for now. But so Arrow McLaren, they got really got a chance to win the first 2 races on the biggest day in racing at Monaco and
you're right. Yeah.
Rossi is bad fast. He's the 4th guy to get a 234 in qualifying on pole day. There's only 4 guys, and Rossi was the only McLaren. Miles got a sneaky good car. Pato Award says he doesn't have a good car. We'll see.
He had an okay day in practice today, I guess. Hopefully they get some things figured out with that car or whatever.
Got a good looking car. Anything about Aaron McLaren other than the obvious one?
Pato kind of always says he doesn't have a good car and always ends up towards the front with about halfway through the race. Had a crash last year going for the win, though, and just a few laps to go, and I expect him to be up there contending again.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to get one sooner than later, just like everybody knew Newgarden was going to get one. Just took him some time. We'll skip this guy that we're probably going to talk about a lot here for now and go right to Team Penske, who locked up the front row just like in the 80s when I believe Rick Mears won that, which Scott McLaughlin won the pole. Rick Mears won the pole. McLaughlin's throwing back his fire suit to Rick Mears. Really, really cool. I'd be fine with Scotty Mack winning. He'd be.
yeah.
I like Scotty Mack company. So his proof is in the Pennzoil. He
Yeah.
he
kind of broke a record too.
He broke the record.
Okay. Let's
so
not forget that.
We'll look at this record. The pole record was set by Scott Dixon a few years ago. And then last year, Palou was 234.117. And then McLaughlin this year, 234.220. So it just – but
that's
Dixon and
insane.
Palou didn't win the last 2 years. So McLaughlin's going to be a popular pick, but I don't know if any of us are going to pick him. Anything about Scott McLaughlin?
No, but Dixon and Palou both had pit road issues the last 2 years, starting from the pole. That really knocked them out of the race because they were both running away with it. Really, nobody even close. But one guy couldn't slow down enough in pit road, and the other guy. So
right, yeah.
And then Scott Dixon though is the leading lap, has led the most laps at the 500 with 665. Let's hope if he does lead some laps, it's more than just one, because you do not want to end that for a year on 666. That's not. That's not very good.
No, definitely not.
So we'll move down. Scott McLaughlin was on the pole, fastest pole ever. We'll move down to Will Power. I think Power's got the best Penske car. I respect him.
Oh yeah,
and right. I think he's got the best Penske car out there right now, and he's going to be really hard to beat on Sunday or Monday, hopefully Sunday.
It looked like the one thing that I noticed after qualifying when they had that practice day is the Penske cars look pretty dicey in the and dirty air. I'm sure they're going to get those cars in race trim and get them adjusted, but Newgarden about wadded it up coming off too. I saw.
My main thing why I think Power is the best Penske car, maybe the best car out of all of them. Go back, watch his qualifying runs, and see how much room he leaves off the turn.
Yeah,
he could have gave so much more. He's not going to show it till race day. He is bad fast. He doesn't care about. Well, he cares about the poles, but not. You care about kissing those bricks. The pole's nice, but you care about drinking that warm glass of milk.
But he was fast, not having around the edge of the track like everybody else had to get the speed. So I think you've got a good point there.
Will
He's not going to win.
Okay. And we'll move down the list. This guy right here, he won last year, Joseph Newgarden. He married Belle down in Disney World. You know, dreams do come true. I don't think he's even going to finish top 10. I think there's enough guys out there want back-to-back winners. Even his own teammates aren't going to let him win. It's going to be Block City. I don't think Newgarden goes back-to-back. Well,
and also you go back to just exactly like you said earlier. The Indy 500 is a race of attrition. I would argue to say first through 22nd.
That Canapino.
All have a legitimate shot.
I think everybody does because
I understand that everybody technically has a shot to win this race, but there's 20.
No, I'm saying it's higher. The 33 chances. The chances get higher because of the rain chances.
No, right.
I know everybody can win, but now it's like
everybody's going to be. Yeah, everybody's going to be.
Rahal, that car is the only car not in the 230s.
Yeah.
So overall, Penske very strong. The evil Sith Lord of Roger Penske.
So that's
has got his Sith Knights of
the
Darth Maul
is the dark side.
One Anakin and Count Dooku already locked up the front row. Anything other than about Penske racing in the 500?
I would be surprised. I'm kind of like Hackabilly B over here. Dirty air. Everybody's got to pit sooner. In Indianapolis, it's very hard to come out with the lead when you pit from the lead. You're always mired in traffic after the first stint. Most guys end up 9th or 10th place when they come back out and have to race their way to the top. And speed only gets you so far at Indy. I mean, everybody likes to see them go fast, but you still have to get around cars. And I mean, shoot, there's a NASCAR driver out there that he's very good at not having the fastest car, but staying in front of people. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think it'll be a Penske driver, especially after the cheating scandal. Roger can allow it to happen.
Right?
I don't know. I think it very well could be a Penske driver. The green flag restart, the very first start of this race, is going to be so important to everybody, obviously, and insane because they might only be racing to 101 laps. That's really one pit stop if you're holding your fuel right.
252 and a half.
And you need someone like Rossi or Ferrucci or Kyle Larson to break up that front row. You cannot let the 3 Penske cars take the lead, and because they can just perfectly monitor fuel and just
Trade
figure it
off.
out, trade it
Yeah.
off, pit at the right time to where one's always lead. Penske could lead every lap in the 500 if they do what they're doing right, and they know how to do it. Even though Tim Cinder's not there, he's got it figured out.
How many laps did me and you sit and watch Will Power and Joseph Newgarden?
Just trade.
They just made laps and just traded.
Yeah,
the
that's what they're
whole time.
practicing. They are practicing that. They're going to practice for that 3-car race to the checkered.
They did that for a solid 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. And they're not showing us how fast they're going yet. They haven't showed. At least Power hasn't. So it's a little concerning for everybody else. That's why that coming to the green is so important.
Can't let him
for
get
like
away.
Rossi, because Rossi's very well could shoot her. He could go to the lead in the turn one. Really, he's that crazy.
Yeah.
And
he got the car to do it.
Is there anybody else other than the guy starting 5th that you want to talk about? Shout out Kevin Simpson again. We thought he'd be bumped out. One of the guys on bump day, and he only needed one run on Saturday and put himself in the 500. Shout out to him, 19-year-old. It's kind of weird because now there's someone younger than me. 500.
Let's make one more honorable mention. Nolan C.
Yeah,
for not giving up.
There is a slim chance he starts this race or finishes the race. But we'll talk to that in a little bit. So I guess we'll go to the big one. Kyle Larson, probably, maybe the best race car driver in the world right now, proving he can hop into anything, anywhere, and contend for wins. Obviously, the race hasn't happened, but you qualified 5th in his first 500. Yeah, Stingray Rob. Stingray Rob, yeah. He'll be good. Foyt car. Yeah. Fuel save and pray, as David Land says, but it's insane.
Yep.
But back to Kyle Larson. I mean, it still hasn't hit me. It didn't hit me. He's qualified 5th. I don't think it's hit me. It's not going to hit me until the race is over. But this guy could realistically win the 500 and the 600, especially if they're not on the same day.
Yeah,
that would be a total game changer if the 500 gets postponed to Memorial Day, and because he can win anywhere in a Cup car. That's just because Hendrick Power and Kyle Larson.
Oh yeah, and that's transferring to IndyCar. I mean,
it's insane.
He's got, let's face it, he's got the best team in both series behind him.
Yeah, the only other team he could have wished to be on was Penske, and that wasn't going to happen.
No.
So he's got the best teams. It'll be tough because everybody wants a 500. None of these guys want this guy to come in and whoop up on them from NASCAR. So we'll see. Anything on Kyle Larson in the 500?
So the guy can drive. I mean, there's several tracks around here that we go to throughout the summer, little dirt tracks. And you never know when Larson's going to show up being a sprint car, being a late model at one of them, whoop everybody there. Guy races 3-4 times a week outside of NASCAR, which is very strange for Hendrick to even allow that. It's because of Larson that started becoming more and more popular with the Hendrick drivers. But he's got a legitimate shot. My goal for him is to be able to complete the 500 miles. That's very tough for a rookie to do. Saw 7-time champ in NASCAR struggle at Indy, although he did lead a lap or two. But it was a challenge, and but Larson's a better wheel man, in my opinion, than
Yeah,
the 48. And
especially right now.
Even from when he started before getting into NASCAR, he never stopped racing other cars.
Right.
I think that's the biggest difference.
Right.
But
And for those of you that don't know, if you're watching this at all, you know what a sprint car is, but it is an open wheel car. And so the open wheel concepts of racing are not that foreign to Kyle Larson. He understands what you can and can't do in them, how it's different than trading paint and banging fenders in a full body car. But we'll just have to see. To even can be considered to run both races in one day, the physical challenge aside, to be that good of a driver that both series want you and they're two of their biggest races of
and
the
is
year,
willing to move the start time of one of them.
right, is willing to rearrange the whole weekend schedule so to accommodate you. That is impressive. It's only happened a few times.
I don't know if they've ever done a schedule like
I've never
They do
seen
with
them
Tony Stewart?
reschedule
I don't know.
the start times.
Tony Stewart's probably the closest similar one to Kyle Larson. Can drive about anything. Has done the double. Of course, he's from Indiana, just a few miles down the road from us. But so he's kind of a hometown hero around where we're at. But Larson, he came to Indiana as a kid to be able to race, and about Indiana is a flyover state or nothing but cornfields, but they know how to race, and so we'll see what Larson can. Will have a good day. I want him to have a good day. Winning would be just phenomenal for that to happen.
Just finish all the laps.
Finishing all 200 laps would be a feat in of itself. And it'll be pretty awesome at the end of it. See him get in the helicopter and fly down and be in Charlotte before I get back home to turn the TV on to watch him race in North Carolina. So, he's going to fly about 800 miles and we're going to be going about 50 miles from home. And he's going to be in a different race car in a different state.
Yeah, absolute wheel man. I can't attest to this because I never saw him drive Mario Andretti or AJ Foyt, but people compare him to that as just cut from a different cloth of just bona fide race car drivers, no matter what it is in.
Yeah,
and it'll be exciting. Like you said, hopefully he can complete all 1,100 miles. First, you got to get through the 500 first, and Tony Stewart's the only one that's done it in the same day. Obviously, this might not happen in the same day, so Tony might be able to keep that record up. But Tony was a full-time IndyCar driver when he did it.
Right.
He wasn't full-time Cup driver at the time. He was running for the Indy IRL Championship, which he did win a couple of those or one of them. So, absolute wheelman.
Yep.
Smoke is. Anything else about the 500 for right now? Shout out Alex Blow, the Jeff Gordon throwback scheme from 30 years ago when he won the inaugural Brickyard 400, which we will be there in a so cool spot for y'all. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it.
It's pretty sweet. We got good tickets for that one.
Yeah. 500.
Hope we don't die in a tornado.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What's the possibility of it being delayed and why? We keep saying it could be delayed, but never said.
So we are at a
take it away.
Meteorology. A level 3 out of 5 for a tornado threat on Sunday. Obviously tomorrow, Saturday, Oklahoma. We just watched Ryan Hall. It's like a 51% chance of a devastating tornado. So that's insane. It's not as bad here on Sunday. but that's kind of the same storms we're watching on Sunday.
Yeah.
Um,
That's right. We're right in line for it.
yeah, there's a window. If something happens, there's a window to get it in on Sunday, and then we'll probably get swept up a tornado on the way home. But yeah, that is what it is. It's happened to us before. A few years ago, we came back from I forget what one of the qualifying days, and you went a different way and totally missed it. But we got home, and I went upstairs to put my things away. Looked out the window, and everything was spinning. Come running downstairs and look outside. There's limbs down. The road's blocked. We gotta clean up all this junk. Because nobody else would do it. It's after the little EF0 whatever went over. I tell you, if that's EF0, I do not want to go anywhere near anything a 2 or a 3. Holy cow, that stuff is scary, and it only lasted 5 seconds. So shout out to all you crazy storm chasers. You know, I'd like to do that once, but holy smokes, this is insane. So yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
So the weather is interesting for Kyle Larson to get to the Indy 500 and Coke 600, but there's also a very large and orange problem for Larson to possibly go 600, and that's 45.
Donald Trump.
President Donald Trump is planning on being
Donald.
at the Coke 600 this year. He was at the Miami GP for Formula One a couple weeks ago as a guest of McLaren. I actually sent him a text. Was like, well, why don't he be at the Indy 500? He chose Charlotte. Whatever, big deal. It kind of is. It'd be cool to see a president at the 500, no matter who it is, really.
Could you imagine going to the Coke 600 and the president show up there?
That's
I
crazy.
would.
I mean,
Ronald Reagan, 500 way over.
Ronald
the
Reagan
600.
giving the command from Air Force One is still the coolest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Donald Trump's supposedly going to be at the Coke 600, so I'm sorry to all you fans that bought tickets to that. You got to go through all that crazy security to get in.
Crazy security, and kind of might put a damper on Larson
So
flying.
if you don't know,
Charlotte,
President Joe Biden, President Obama, all the living presidents, wherever they fly, they close the airspace around. That's the only other time. The White House and where current or past presidents are, and the Disney World and Disneyland are the only place where airspace is closed at all times. If President Trump is presumably helicoptering in as well or motorcading in anywhere, they're going to close the airspace around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Meaning, how could Kyle Larson land a helicopter on the front stretch and run to his cup car? It's going to be interesting. I'm sure they're going to have it figured out. I'm sure NASCAR would rather have Kyle Larson make it to his car than President Trump there. Because, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into politics. It is what it is. But that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for Larson's travel there. And it's tornadoes. A helicopter can't fly through a tornado.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yep. It's
we'll see.
Gonna have to get through a lot of stuff.
So we'll transition now to the Coke 600. You know, you have breakfast in Monaco, lunch in Indianapolis, and dinner in Charlotte. We skip Monaco for now. There's not much to talk about that. Anyway,
I don't know anything about F1. I don't watch it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I know 2 names.
Okay, we'll get to that. So at Charlotte, Larson's travel, Donald Trump. There's just a couple storylines. So to me, the Coke 600, the World 600, it doesn't feel as big as it might have once was. To me, there is no NASCAR race that I would rather win than a Cup championship. IndyCar, I would rather win a 500 than an IndyCar championship.
Yeah,
I would rather have a Cup championship than the Daytona 500.
If you notice, I'm sure you have if you watch any Indy 500 coverage, they call them Indy 500 champions.
Yeah.
There's a reason. It's the biggest race, bar none.
I agree. Anyway, so back to the Coke 600. It's still crown jewel. It's a huge race, the longest race of the year out of any motorsport other than 24 hours, but whatever. Got a couple storylines. We know how much it costs to punch Kyle Busch in the face now.
$75K, and your dad doesn't get to come to the track anymore.
Your dad, gets suspended indefinitely, and you got to pay $75,000 fine. Shout out to that crew member. Definitely played college football somewhere, throwing guys like it was a Royal Rumble off the trailer, over the top rope. And shout out to the tires for knocking over Ricky Stenhouse, standing on waiting for him in his Hawaiian shorts and
Yeah.
stuff. That was wild.
He said, I think I heard something that said that he said those were brand new. He just.
I see why Danica. He's a little aggressive little dude.
Terrible.
Anyway, it looked as if it was about to be fine, and apparently Kyle Busch has a smirk, and he did the smirk, and he got a nice little punch to the jaw for it. And was it Stenhouse Senior? I would have presumed.
Yeah,
Stenhouse Senior got
I
a
would
couple
have to
punches
be,
to the
right?
face. Yeah, got a couple punches to the face there. That was wild. And then it was this.
that has been
pandemonium.
the start of a lot of funny memes too. Kyle
Yeah.
Busch's face.
Kyle Busch walking with
Kyle
Stenhouse
Busch.
posing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So maybe Richard can hold Ricky's watch. I don't know.
well,
Ricky did say he's going to wreck Kyle
yeah.
at Charlotte, and then Kyle said, well, he basically said, I run effing back there too, so it doesn't even matter.
And then Richard Childers, did you see his?
I did not see it, he said.
So Richard too old to fight fair. So if Stenhouse wrecks my car, I will not fight fair, and somebody will have to hold my watch because Ricky Stenhouse stole that quote from Richard Childers when he said
Talking about
his driver.
years
It's
ago.
a mess.
Anything about Ricky Stenhouse versus KFB?
Put them in a ring, let them go at it, see what happens.
Yep, I agree with Dale Jr. Cement all the tunnels,
What does that even mean?
So they can't get out.
so they can't get out of any track. So this happens
because they
more.
couldn't get out. Okay, well, yeah. Anyway, so we got through that. It's a mess. It's kind of sad to see Kyle Busch, basically a back marker, having to say, I run with you now. But that's the decisions that were made with Joe Gibbs Racing. And some reason RCR sucks again. We got to get Austin Dillon in a leadership role there and Jesse Love in a car.
Who would have ever thought we would have taken Kyle Busch's side on anything?
I don't know.
I mean, looking back now, yeah,
I'm on Stenhouse
like
side, I think.
yeah. No, I mean
They were three wide on the
no,
restart. He shouldn't have dumped them on
that's
turn
not
two.
what I mean.
On lap two.
I mean, feeling bad for Kyle Busch running bad.
Oh, yeah. About 7 years ago, we were running to jump off a bridge because Kyle was winning literally everything.
Yep.
And now you're like, man, I wish he can get one more. That's kind of how I felt about Harvick.
Right.
Harvick, he didn't win his last couple of years, and you're just like, oh, let's get him one more
that's
before
a
he's done.
shame.
And he never did. It's kind of how you can. It's crazy to see how you can, as a fan, you can see when they have entered, when at least NASCAR, they have entered where you can tell that the end of their career is near because they just fall off of a cliff, no matter what equipment they're in. It's kind of insane.
Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin. He's gonna win a championship.
Hopefully, 1 year it happens. That 2311 shop is sick, though.
Oh, I don't have nothing against 2311.
Other than the
Don't
fact
like
they're
Denny
owned by
Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
I don't like Denny
Anybody.
over the fence, just like everywhere.
That's right.
I forget where I was. Anyway, talked about Stenhouse, talked about Larson. Anything else about NASCAR Cook 600 in general?
It's a long race.
I remember the earliest memory of the 600 I can think of was Carl Edwards winning it years ago.
What year was that? What year was that?
I don't remember. I think it was a 99 car.
Yeah.
As he's a Hall of Famer now.
Yes.
Shout out Carl
About
Edwards.
time. Him and Ricky Rudd, both. Congratulations, guys.
Yep. So we'll.
I know you're watching this right now.
Yeah, Carl Edwards that has no technology at all, lives on a homestead somewhere in Missouri.
Yeah.
Might not even know he's in the Hall of Fame.
I never even thought about that.
You never know. We'll transition a quick little bit in Monaco, breakfast in Monaco. The only F1 race I have watched all year, and he can attest to this, the only one he's watched all year, I believe, was the Miami GP. Boringest thing about Max Verstappen will be in Indianapolis getting soaked to the brim when Monaco's going on, so Lano's not going to win. We all know who's going to win. You'll probably lose money. if you bet on Max Verstappen. Anything on F1, Max Verstappen?
I have nothing
Monaco.
except only two names I know in F1 is Max Verstappen and Lando Norris.
Fernando Alonso.
Okay,
Pole
I know
winner,
3
500.
names then.
I don't know.
Who's Hamilton?
I always kind of cheer for the Haas cars. They're
Oh.
pretty terrible,
2015.
but I'm always hopeful one of the Haas cars would pull it off because got some Haas machines at work.
That's
so
right.
You know who drove for Haas in F1 a few years ago?
I don't have a clue.
It's your favorite IndyCar driver,
Roman
Grosjean.
And he
Roman Grosjean.
about
That's when he died.
burnt to death.
He saw his future. All right. Well, anything you want to say about live stream, podcast, anything?
Well, I guess if you haven't figured it out by now, there's not going to be a turkey video because there was no turkey that got. So
We filmed one.
we
nothing
they
happened.
had a few, but we never got close to one. Between one not going hunting, not being able to go hunt, and then 2, just didn't happen. So it ain't gonna happen.
Patreon exclusive. Unreleased, unedited. That video is not happening. We do have the Antique Tractor Show in a couple weeks.
Yep.
I think it's June 14th through the 18th, somewhere in there. Maybe you could pull it up so we know for sure. So whoever's watching can stop by and enjoy that. They're great people over there. I'll put that on. Hackabilly Dub's a member over there.
Non-active member.
Well, not an active member, but he's a member, which is great for them. And we try to help them best we can by recording, making content over there.
Oh, well, I'm not as prepared as you here, bud.
He's pulling it up.
It is June. Well, you were pretty close. June 13th through June 16th.
So it's a great 3-4 days.
Yep.
4 days. I'm sure there'll be a few food vendors there. I'll let you know if they're any good or not. And yeah, see some antique tractors. Usually do horse and truck poles.
Yeah, that was that new last year? The semi pulls.
I have no idea.
I had to have been. Never seen them before.
So we'll be there probably every day. Maybe live for some of it. We'll definitely make content every day.
Yep.
Those are most viewed videos still.
You all seem to like those videos.
Shout out to the tractor folks. I'm not 100% sure if we'll have. It's not for me to speak on if Hackabilly Dub will be pulling because that tractor that last year got sold. That video we posted.
It was already sold by the second video.
Yeah, the first video we posted, him pulling it, I think sold the tractor, which is kind of sad, but it's awesome to think about.
Possibly, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Possibly.
It's gone. It's been gone for a year.
It's a winner.
It is a winner, but maybe we're working something out. I don't know. I'm not really in that side. I'm just there to record over there.
Same here.
Yeah. So that's a Hackabilly Dub thing. So we're not gonna know until we're literally not gonna know until we show up there. Probably.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll get some cool stuff. There's always a Moline there, as you saw, and some John Deere.
Yeah, we'll film. You guys like
I'm gonna put you on the spot again. You pulled the fair stuff, fair times.
Oh, yeah.
Johnson County Fair, Johnson County, Indiana. We kind of have some plans there. We're not sure. They have events there every night during the fair. I know some of our buddies, they do truck pulls or truck show or something there the first night.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if we'll be there for that. They have tractor pulls.
There's always the derby.
The demolition derby. Stuff. Rednecks love hitting each other in cars. It's better than hitting women.
Yeah, so tractor pulls are July 17th. We will be there. That'll be the week before the yard.
So that'll be a
couple weeks. That'll be a week.
That should be
loaded.
We might be back to daily uploads for the fair. I don't know. No promises.
Oh, hey, another thing. July 16th is the Yard Cart National Race at the fair. So
we'll be there for that.
That's a pretty big one.
I think Jake runs it.
$1,000 to win.
Did Jake run that?
He does.
So Jake Scott runs at Paragon. Prince of Paragon. He'll probably win there too. He wins everywhere.
$1,000 to win. That's pretty good.
Wish I had a go-kart. That I can't flip.
Yeah. These ones don't have roll cages, bud.
Yeah.
So
So we got that. The tractor, lots of tractor shows for y'all. We're gonna have lots of tractors. In February, last or a few months ago, February, we went to the farm machinery show in Louisville. But I think you were sick.
as a dog.
He was
but
sick,
you
and
weren't.
I don't know. I
Chickened out and didn't film
chickened out,
anything.
and there was a lot of people there. But hopefully, in February 2025, we'll get one of those days filmed up for you. And then
We've got some projects coming up. We've got some.
well, I'll let him tell about one of the projects.
Yep.
So we have acquired an older Ford Escape. Supposedly the motor's locked up. We're going to try to a few little simple things and figure out if we can get it going. From the information we were given, I don't believe the motor locked up. I think there's, like I said, it may be something simple that we need to fix, but it could be locked up too. We don't know, but
you'll have to watch and
you'll
find
have
out.
to watch and find out.
And you're starting like wood carving stuff, right?
Yeah, I needed something a little therapeutic to get my mind off the everyday stress of life. That gives me an opportunity to kind of zone out and just be creative and put my focus all into something that doesn't really matter. Not advertising or selling anything by no means, but it's a good little hobby to get into, and we'll see where it goes.
Anything for you, buddy?
Yeah, I do. We're kind of kicking around an idea. Me and Caleb have been talking about it. Maybe not focusing on the hunting content as much, and trying to kind of focus down what Hackabillys channel is to,
Obviously, we want to keep it family friendly.
Well, bring our genre of content into a genre, and not just kind of a wide array of things that we do.
I loved last week. I actually, for the first time, missed making videos and live streaming on Facebook every day, and missed being at the track. It was like,
But that's
it
what
was awesome.
That's what kicked off our idea to even have a live stream.
It was so fun. I don't know. It was
fun because it was easy content to make.
Well, true.
Because it just happens.
We weren't making the content. Really.
Left it pretty
unedited.
I mean, we
and it's funny watching it back, seeing the people waving at us, or a guy pulled a shirt up.
No idea
in real time. Watching it back and all that happened. Shout out to that one guy. Never got his name.
Yeah.
That
if you're watching this,
what was that? Thursday, Friday.
Well, don't drop your name, but
thumbs up in comments, whatever. Yeah, that was cool.
Thank you for coming up and
that was the first time I obviously. I think it shell shocked us and kind of it really actually motivated me a little bit. It kind of was like, okay, we're starting to get somewhere, so that was cool.
Yep. But anyway, back to, we're probably just going to focus more on, the tractor pulls,
racing,
reviving cars, racing, just more things of that nature. So yeah, we still might throw in some.
If we have an insanely successful deer season, it'll probably be on here. I
still plan on taking a camera with me out hunting. So yeah, we'll see. A few months before we get to that bridge. So,
and then here, hopefully in the near future, we'll have the start of the construction of Hackabilly Studios, where we can have good live streams. Maybe daily, and we'll have podcasts. We'll have Uncle Buck's Corner. We'll have all kinds of stuff.
Maybe stream some. Get into
Black Ops 6.
Yep, that's
shout out Black Ops 6. Can't wait for that. Heard some news about a pretty fun, interesting level that I can't wait to play. Hopefully, I get to fly the plane. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's about all we got here.
We've done about
we're almost to the
45
hour
minutes.
mark, so that's about where we wanted it. Anything else about anything before we make our final things?
Like this stream if you liked it. We may, as we start doing these more and get more viewers in here, we may open it up to kind
I
of point.
have a another thing we've been thinking, like it's not a post or pre, but it's like a week wrap up of the race week. And so, like, let's say we do it every Friday, we'd go over what happened on the Sunday before, what's happening that Sunday.
Yeah.
It'd be like this, a live stream where we talk for 45 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, just giving our opinions as good or bad as they may be.
It won't be that long because the Indy 500, we talked for a while about that because literally
Well,
anybody can
there's
win.
so many storylines this week. You could fill this time pretty
We
easily.
could go on all night about it, really.
Yeah.
I go back and forth over this guy could have a good run or this could happen or this guy's going to crash out or this. You could spiral out.
Well, I guess this brings us to who do you think is going to win the Indy
I want
500?
Uncle Buck. We'll start with Monaco. You can start Monaco.
Verstappen. I mean, he's probably going to be on the pole and probably going to win the race from the pole pretty much like every other week.
Da, 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 da.
Max Verstappen. Yeah, he's.
Yep. All right, on to the next one.
And anyway, let's skip lunch. Let's go dinner in Coke, Charlotte.
All right.
Coke 600.
Coke 600.
They haven't qualified yet because NASCAR's a one and done show.
I mean, I obviously want to say the KL5 would be in victory lane. But I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say Joey Logano.
What in the world? Where did that even come from?
What do you mean?
Joey Logano?
Yeah. He got some momentum from last week.
I'm kind of up there with Ben. I'd have to say Logano's probably going to finish second to one other driver, and it's going to be Melon Me and Ross Chastain. Best driver in the field week after week after week.
So
and all the haters can just start lining up now.
So Hackbilly B went with Joey Logano, who's
And
not
I don't
his
know where
favorite.
that came from. So
I'm not told your pick. This guy goes with his favorite. We'll see. So I'm going to look at some logic here.
So you're going to pick Ryan Blaney?
No. Heck no. So, mile and a half tracks. Larson won at Vegas. Right? Correct? Correct.
Can I change my pick?
Larson won at Vegas. Chase Elliott won at Texas. And Larson won at Kansas. Right?
Yeah.
By 0.00. So, which is why the man that wins this Coke 600 will not be the guy that completes 1,100 miles, but will be the guy that came in second at Kansas. Chris Buescher gets her done in the
That's a
Coke
good
600. He's been on fire. He's been ready to punch some Tyler Reddicks in the face, and
That's
Yeah.
right.
he's crying after every race. I feel for the guy, and Brad K finally got his win, so now all the power
Yeah, that's
for RFK
awesome.
can go to Buescher, get that win sticker. Buescher wins the Coke 600. Larson, I'm going to say finish second, third.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's time for the big race. I'll let you go first, Uncle Buck. Give us a couple.
So, okay. Quick, easy pick would be Scott Dixon, even though he's a little farther back. He's it doesn't matter. The guy just finds a way usually to get to the top and be competitive by the end. Especially in Indianapolis, all 33 drivers, they would trade every race win they have for one 500 win. He's going for number 2, I think it is, and he's very hungry. So he's going to be probably my third favorite to win. I really do not want to pick any of the Penske guys, even though they're fast. Go with the sentimental favorite with Larson would be second. He's just he's a good enough driver and a fast enough car to be able to do it. And I'm telling you, IndyCar's messed up by having 2.5 weeks of practice for that guy, because he's used to going out and kicking butt on no practice.
Or,
So,
hot laps.
It'll be very interesting for him. But I'm going to have to go. My pick to win the Indy 500, driving for a legend. No, it's not a Ray Hall or an Andretti, but he drives for AJ Foyt.
Stingray Rob?
The number 14 car. It's Memorial Day. It's painted like the Stars and the Stripes. Best hair in the whole field. Santino Ferrucci.
So this guy has picked his favorite in Chastain to win the Coke 600. And his favorite in IndyCar and Ferrucci to win the 500.
Both are legitimate picks, though.
I don't know about Chastain. We'll see.
Guess I'll go next. I'm going to start with who I want to win the 500. I want Kyle Larson to win the 500. I want Kyle Larson to win the 600.
So is Ferrucci the guy you want to win the 500, or you think will?
Both.
Okay.
And then, honestly, my second pick is going to be who I think really has a shot, and I want to win. If Larson doesn't, Alex Rossi.
Good pick. Go Penske.
None of those drivers' names will leave my lips when we're talking about who's going to win.
Do you respect any of them?
One of them. Well, two. Scott McLaughlin, I do like
You don't respect Joseph Newgarden?
I respect Howard.
Okay. You just said two of their names.
No. I said when we're talking about winners.
You said none of their names will ever come out of your lips.
Roll it back. I said when we're talking about winners.
Come out of your lips, and you just said McLaughlin.
I said when we're talking about winners. We weren't talking about winners.
I got you. Just a minute, I got you.
You're gonna make me, aren't you? We were gonna keep this family friendly.
Anyway, are you? Is that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Nobody. We kicked off this show with it. I'm gonna go who I want to win. Kyle Larson. To win everything. Obviously, I met him at Brownstown, and the year that he ran
Picking
dirt.
him because he can, or because he's your favorite driver?
I'm not picking him to win. I want him to win. I'm not picking him to win. Penske, they're strong. It's tough. I got two guys that I think could. Rossi, pretty good. But I am picking Honda. Picking Colton Herta to win the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
Traffic all week long. He's starting 13th, right around where Newgarden started last year. If this thing goes 500 miles, Colton Herta's kissing the bricks at the end of it. If it doesn't go 500 miles, give me Catherine Legg. I don't care. Yeah, that's about it. So Max Verstappen, Chris Buescher, and Colton Herta. So, anything else anybody wants to say?
Subscribe. Race day video coming soon. And live stream.
It might even be a storm chasing video.
Yeah, we do plan on live streaming, by the way.
Facebook.
Up there. Yep, that will be on Facebook.
I don't know if he'll be there for that. It'll be just me and him, because I'm a sicko, and I get there gate open for the cannon and everything. I wake up like when do we leave? 4:30 in the morning. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get drenched. Hopefully there's a window. So we will. Maybe we'll do this next Friday. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We do need a 500 post show. Maybe we should do it.
Yeah,
Maybe we should.
Well,
we'll
yeah,
do it.
If we're
we'll do
doing
it
a
next
pre-show,
Friday.
we got to recap what
We'll do
what
it
happened.
next Friday. We'll have a post show, same time, same place. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Whether you watched it live or watched it recorded during the week, or the 500.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about it for us. I'm
That's
gonna have to get up and look a little awkward turning the stream off. So say something while I do that, please.
All right. Well,
thank you all for watching. Been kind of interesting and fun. Got a lot of racing this weekend coming up, and looking forward to it.
Okay. Any last things?
Peace.
Monday's Memorial Day. Keep that in mind. Thanks to all the men and women who couldn't come home for defending our freedom. So for all the barbecues and the races and the excitement that we're looking forward to, none
And
of
off
it would
work.
be, day off work. None of that would be possible without the men and women who not only sacrificed their time to defend this country, but sacrificed their lives in defense of her. And we are grateful and indebted to each and every one of you.
Absolutely. I second that.